Hi, everyone. I wanted to post quickly just in response to some questions I've gotten about the US Treasury now getting involved in bond buybacks and what that means. So, I did a post a little while ago explaining that the Fed has already engaged in this type of activity. It's technically could be called quantitative easing, but what they do is they actually purchase US Treasuries so that it increases the price of the bonds and lowers the yield. It's effectively a means of injecting liquidity into the bond market and places downward pressure on that yield. And some say this action is a backdoor monetary policy instead of actually lowering rates. But essentially, it has a similar effect. So there was just recent news that the US Treasury Department is now buying back their own treasuries, and this has raised some questions. This is a highly unusual activity, and the volumes are pretty small, but it does signal something, so I thought I'd share my thoughts on it. We know the administration would like to see the Fed lower interest rates. They can't force that to happen, so in the absence of forcing them to do that, this Treasury buyback effectively has a similar impact. And it sends the message to investors that the US Treasury Department is prepared to take things into their own hands. So if the Fed doesn't lower rates quick enough, I would expect to see this activity increase. And it really should provide confidence to investors that the US Treasury Department is ready to take action to ensure the liquidity of the market to avoid the crack in the bond market that I just described in a prior video. So it should provide a little bit more confidence to investors that the liquidity that's required in order for the bond market to operate will be there. And it goes without saying, an unintended consequence of this could be inflation, because ultimately, if there is high inflation, you would not want to be doing this type of activity, because any action that lowers interest rates will stimulate the economy, and that could make an inflation problem worse. I'd love to hear your thoughts and reactions to now the Treasury Department getting involved in this activity as well. Let me know your thoughts.